If you are long the so-called Trump trades, is it time to get out? That would be long the financial stocks, long some of the materials and industrials, and small caps, but short technology and gold. If you've done that, you've been a big winner since the election, but more recently you've taken a hit. Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan. Craig Johnson with Piper Jaffray, Boris Schlossberg with BK Asset Management are your guests today. Craig, okay, it worked really, really well for a short period of time. Does that mean it will continue to do so?
Well, Brian, from our perspective, this shift from a monetary-based policy to a fiscal is going to be a long-lasting change. Now, that being said, in the short to intermediate term here, I am seeing with some of our charts and our work, and I brought in a couple relative charts here today, looking at how the financials have done versus the basic materials, et cetera. And I'm starting to see on a relative basis some profit taking and easing in momentum in the financial stocks. And so kind of a reversion back to where we were before the Trump trade began starting to unfold. Specifically, when I look inside the financials, the banks are starting to roll over. The REITs are starting to pick up in relative strength. So in the short term, to answer your question, Brian, I would be trimming some positions around the edges, but the longer term core position, I would leave long because of that change from the monetary policy to fiscal policy.
But maybe take a little profit.
Absolutely, Brian.
Okay, yeah, we know, was it pigs get fed or hogs get slaughtered or something like this. So Boris Schlossberg, what do you think? Would you stick with that so-called Trump trade or maybe flip it?
You know, there's no doubt the Trump trade has stalled completely, basically since December 15th. Even on a macro level, if you look at bonds, if you look at the dollar, and if you look at equities, everything is kind of stalled because the markets really now want to see performance. They've heard promises, now they want to see policy. And I think to that end, even tomorrow when we have the Trump press conference, the market is going to be looking very carefully to see if his primary focus will be economic reform or political score settling. If he gets quagmired in politics when he starts out as a president, I think a lot of the Trump trade is going to unwind very quickly. If, however, his laser focus is on economic reform, then I think all of these Trump trades are going to pick up steam once again. So it's very much going to be up to him as to whether the Trump trade continues or not over the next month or two.
But you think it will ultimately flip around? Ultimately, this is going to come tumbling down.
I think ultimately, yes, it's definitely going to see a little bit of profit. We've had a tremendous amount of euphoria, and now the market is really starting to get a dose of reality. But I think he could get a second push if he comes in very, very laser focused on economic reform. But if he gets quagmired in political squabbles, which is very often happens in Washington, D.C., I think you see a lot of these trades unwind very, very quickly as the markets recede.
Okay. Are you suggesting people have argued and fought and disagreed in D.C.? Boris, shame on you. Boris Schlossberg and Craig Johnson, both thank you very much. Craig likes it a little more longer term. Boris has his concerns. It's all headline driven anyway, guys. Thank you. Thanks for watching Trading Nation, folks. I'm Brian Sullivan, and we are going to see you next time. Take care.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.